Thank you to Eufy for sponsoring this video. What's up everybody, Tony here with High Tech Check, and if you've been looking for the best 4K solar security camera that you can set up and never have to worry about again, today's your lucky day. This is the Eufy S330 or Eufycam 3. It's got 365-day battery life and a built-in solar panel, so you never have to worry about climbing ladders to recharge the battery. The 4K Ultra HD resolution allows you to highlight small details such as cars' license plates. It has a motion-activated spotlight with f1.4 aperture to show true night color. The brains of the operation use a bionic mind for facial recognition that can differentiate family members from strangers and has self-learning AI that improves detection with every use. You also don't need to worry about paying any monthly fees because the 380 home base has a built-in 16 gigabytes of storage that saves 3 months of video and has an expandable storage option that can keep years of videos with an external hard drive. The new home base can also link all of your Eufy security devices together so you can keep track of everything in one place. 3 stages of military-grade encryption also protects your privacy. Your data stays private and under your control. And these cameras also have IP67 waterproof protection, so it's guarded against rain, dust storms, or extreme temperatures. Now I'm going to go over how to set it up and show you how all the features work, so stay with me until the end of the video. But first, let's go and see what you get inside the box. Alright, and then here we have the Home Base 3. It does have some nice weight to it. Looks like it has a little LED notification right here. On the back here, we have our sync alarm off button. We have a couple USBs, Ethernet port, and our power port. And then on the top, if we push this up, we can kind of lift up on that, and it exposes the hard drive slot. And if we pull out this little tray, it looks to have a spot for a 2.5-inch SSD or hard drive. The capacity is unlimited, so you can put whatever size you want in here. And it also looks like it has a SATA connection inside. So this can hold potentially years of videos. And then here we have one of the 4K cameras. Looks to have a couple LED lights on the front. It does have some nice weight to it. It feels very solid. It is made of all plastic, but again, it does not feel cheap. It's got the built-in solar panel on the top. We have our little mount right here, our sync button, and it also has a little spot for a USB Type-C. And you get 2 of these cameras. And here we have our instruction booklets. We have a couple mounts. It is a blend of metal and plastic. Here we get some Ethernet cable that's flat. We have our power connection for the home base. It's 12 volts at 2 milliamps. We have a USB Type-A to USB Type-C cable and some mounting hardware with some hard drive screws. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the setup of the whole system. The first thing you're going to want to do is to charge up your cameras, and you're going to be using the USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable that came with the system. You can simply plug that into a wall adapter that you use with your cell phone. So we'll go ahead and plug that in, and as you can see on the front, it shows a little blue LED to let you know that it is charging. Once it's done charging, that little blue LED will turn off. Now, while the cameras are charging, I would go ahead and go onto your phone and go into your app store, whether it be Android or iOS. You're going to want to download the Eufy security app. And this is what the little security logo will look like. You're going to go ahead and open that up once it's done installing and register your account. Now, after you've registered your account and you're inside the app, we can go ahead and start to plug in our little home base unit. Now for my unit, I'm going to go ahead and use my 1 terabyte hard drive that I purchased. It does not come with the kit. Again, you can use a hard drive or an SSD. I would probably recommend an SSD because it's much quieter and the transfer rate is a lot faster. But before you plug in the power for your home base, if you're going to be using external storage, make sure you go ahead and install that first. So we'll go ahead and drop this back in and we'll install the little screw. The first thing you're going to want to do is to plug in the Ethernet cable to your modem or router that you're going to be using for Wi-Fi. So I went ahead and plugged in my Ethernet port. Now on your phone, you're going to want to make sure that you're connected to the same Wi-Fi router that your home base is connected to through the Ethernet port. Once that's done, we can go ahead and plug in our power to our home base. In your app, you're going to want to make sure you're on the screen that looks like this, and we're going to go ahead and click Add Device. Click our Homebase 380, select your home. We've already done this portion. We'll go ahead and click Next. Again, you're going to want to connect to the same Wi-Fi router that the Homebase is connected to. We'll click Next. Then we're going to wait 1 minute until the Homebase's LED goes from red to blue. So as you can see right now, it is blinking red. So now it's blue, so we can go ahead and continue with the process. We'll go ahead and click Next. Now we're going to need to scan the QR code that's on the bottom of your Homebase.
Homebase has received a pairing request. Press the sync button on the back to accept it.
Okay, we'll go ahead and click the little sync button on the back. Okay, so it said it was added successfully. Now we'll go ahead and give our Homebase a name. We'll click Continue. Okay, it was added. We'll click Next. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add our face in here. You can do this later or now. Put in our name and then click Save. Firmware is up to date, so we'll click Next. Now we're going to go ahead and add our cameras, so we're going to add more devices. We're going to go ahead and select the S330 Eufycam. Select our home. Make sure you have your camera next to your Homebase, and then we'll click Next.
Press the sync button until you hear the beep.
Okay, you're going to go on your camera and hold in the sync button until you hear a beep. Go ahead and click Next.
Ready to add device. Device was added successfully.
Okay, so the Homebase puts out this really high-pitched noise, which the camera connects to, and then we're going to go ahead and select where the camera is going to be. Okay, that was added successfully. Click Next. Okay, again, they want you to charge your camera fully before you go ahead and mount it outside. They said it'll take about 8 hours from 0% to 100, and then you can use a 5-volt 2-amp power source. And then once you have the camera mounted, you can go in here, it'll tell you your Wi-Fi strength, and it'll tell you if it's in a good location. All right, so now you're going to go ahead and do the same thing for the second camera. One other really important thing to note is if you are using expandable storage, once everything's all set up, you're going to want to go ahead and go into the app and click on your Homebase. You're going to go into Storage Management, and you're going to want to format the hard drive so it can be used with the Homebase. As you can see here, it says the hard drive is unavailable. Please format for normal using. So we'll go ahead and click Format, Confirm. It'll format the hard drive, and then you can use it for your storage. And there we go. It's all completed. As you can see, we have 979 gigabytes available. Now all that's left to do is to mount our cameras. Now this system has a ton of features, like I said before. Let's go ahead and check out some of the things it can do inside the app. So we'll start off with the bottom here. As you can see, it's got your devices tab. This is where it's going to show all of the devices you have connect into the Eufy security app. Next up is the events tab. This is where it's going to show all of the triggered motion events that the cameras have seen. We can go ahead and click on one of those. As you can see, the video is super clear and it's running smoothly. Now, if it detected a person's face, it would go ahead and show it at the bottom here. As you can see, you can download the video clip, you can share, you can donate, delete, and set it to your favorites. And at the top, you can select which day the motion detection was triggered. In the middle here, we have AI Edge. Here we have the human recognition settings, vehicle detection, and pet detection. So for the human recognition, if there were faces that it recognized, it would show the unfamiliar faces, the familiar faces, and then you can also go into the face management where you can go ahead and add your family members' faces. In the security section, you can go ahead and tell your system whether you want the security system to stop detecting things or if you want it to be fully active. You can also have the system to automatically switch modes according to your location using geofencing. And you can also set a schedule. You can also set up an automation that uses the camera to trigger another device's action. And here we are in the security app. As you can see, home setting is enabled when you're at home. You can also set it for away. Geofencing, you can disarm the system and set a schedule or set your own customized settings. So we'll go back into devices. We'll go ahead and click on our Eufycam base. As you can see, it shows the face management and AI empowerment. Face management, we've already seen. That's where you can go and add people's faces. Empowerment, this basically gives the Homebase advanced security using its smart AI detection. If you empower the Homebase, it makes your camera smarter with AI detection, fully protecting your home. So go ahead and click Empower Cameras now. You can select which cameras you want to empower. I just went ahead and selected them both. And then we have our storage management and our video archive. So we'll go ahead and go into the settings here. As you can see, it shows that the garage camera is now charging up. The front door camera is fully charged. We have our audio settings. You can select the alarm volume, your alarm tones, and the prompt volume.
Welcome to Eufy Security. Welcome to Eufy Security.
I would probably set that to full if you want to be able to hear it throughout your own home. Go to notifications. It has push notifications for modes by schedule, modes by geofencing, modes by app, modes from keypad, and start alarm delay. You can also ignore notifications as well. Go into general. Here you can change the name. The working mode, we have standard and performance, which enhances stability and fluency when connecting multiple devices. We have our time settings and about device. You can also share this device with your friends and family as well. Now if we go ahead and click on one of the cameras here, as you can see, we have a couple options on the bottom. We have a manual video recording option. You can also save the video directly to your device. You can talk to somebody who's on the other end of the camera. We can turn off the sound from the camera. And then we also have our events tab. We can manually trigger our alarm. We have our spotlight that we can turn on, which is the little LED. So now we'll go ahead and go into the camera settings. Here, as you can see, it shows our battery percentage, our Wi-Fi signal, our motion detection. We can change the sensitivity. We can turn the motion detection on and off. We have our activity zones that we can set. So if you don't want the camera to detect a certain area, you can always edit that out. We have our human recognition, human detection, vehicle detection, pet detection, and all other motions. We can do a motion test mode. Here we have power manager. And then here we can change the working modes. We have optimal battery life, optimal surveillance, customized recording. We have our solar dashboard. And we can also change the power source from battery to external solar panel. Here we have the spotlight settings. We can change the brightness, and we can also turn it off as well. We have our anti-theft detection. You can turn that on and off. Basically what this does is if somebody moves your camera from the place that it's at, it will sound an alarm. We have our video settings. We can put a watermark in there. We have our streaming quality, 4K, high, medium, and low in case your network isn't that strong. We have recording quality. You can set Ultra 4K, 2K HD, and Full HD at 1080p. We have our night vision. We have black and white night vision, color night vision, or you can just turn it off. And then again, we have our privacy zones. And we'll go into audio settings. We can turn on and off the microphone. We can turn on and off the audio recording. You can turn on and off the speaker. And here we have the speaker volume. We can change our notifications. Most efficient, full effect, included thumbnail, which kind of alerts we want. You can also select the motion alert tone. You can turn on and off the status LED. Here we have our storage. So you can also set your clips to be stored on a network attached storage device if you have it. And then if we go into our power management, we can go look at our solar dashboard, and it kind of shows how much power we're using each day and how much power we're getting in from solar. As you can see, our solar charging efficiency is 265 milliamp hours. Total time of solar charge, 5.5 hours. We can see our solar charging energy and our daily change in our battery. Now you're also going to be able to connect all of your Eufy devices to this one home base, so you don't have to worry about having multiple home bases all over your house, and you can have all of your videos saved in one convenient local location. I myself also have the Eufy Smart Lock and the dual camera doorbell that works absolutely amazing for packages that I receive all the time. I've had absolutely zero issues with them, and I definitely recommend all of Eufy's products. I can pretty much guarantee that you will not be disappointed. Now these cameras also have two-way audio, so if you want to talk to somebody that you saw on the camera, you can do that, and you can also hear what they say back to you through your phone. And these speakers are quite loud. At their loudest setting, you can pretty much hear them down the street. And the sound quality that comes out of these cameras are also pretty clear, even at long distances. And then this is what the audio quality would sound like if somebody was talking to you through the camera on your phone. And this is what the audio quality sounds like coming from the camera. It's actually really loud, especially if you were standing on the sidewalk. And then here we are probably a house away from the camera and you can still hear how loud it is. Now these cameras also do work really well with Google Home and Amazon Alexa, and if you happen to have one of the devices that have a screen on them, you can simply ask your digital assistant to show you the camera right on the screen. Show me garage.
All right, streaming the garage.
And you can also zoom in on the picture. Now you definitely have a few options for different resolutions on the cameras. There's 4K, 2K, and 1080p. I definitely recommend the 4K if your system can support it because it is super crispy. So the LEDs on these cameras are pretty good. They do definitely light up a good enough area to where you could see what triggered the camera. And the night vision also works really well. The picture is nice and clear and you can easily see what the camera sees. Now if you happen to have some external lights on your house that you can use with these cameras, it's just going to make the picture that much better. So this is an example of how the video quality is with some external lights. And then here's an example of what the camera picks up in pitch black just using infrared lights. As you can see, it did pick me up from a good distance even though there were no lights. And again, this is just with the infrared lights, but you can see how good the picture quality is with me being a little closer to the camera. And also notice that as soon as the video begins, that's the moment that it triggered the motion detection. It's pretty quick. And then here's a sample of me a little further away with just the infrared lights. Now here I just want to show you a couple differences between the 1080p resolution and the 4K resolution. It's definitely drastic enough to where you can definitely tell there's a big difference, especially when you're trying to tell license plates numbers on cars. So here I have a whole bunch of events from today. I'm going to go ahead and show you the 4K one first. We're going to go ahead and zoom in. I'm holding a license plate. As you can see, the letters right there from the sidewalk. Then I'm going to go ahead and move on to the street. You can clearly make out what's on the trash can and pretty much what's on my license plate as well. Now I'm going to show you what the 1080p looks like. So here I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. As you can see, you can't really make out what's on the license plate. And even when I'm down by the street, as you can see, the trash can's lettering is more blurred out and the license plate you really can't even see. Now you can also get notifications for pet, vehicle, and human detection, and the cameras are pretty accurate at picking those up as well. So in this video here, as you can see, it has a little clip of a car. That's where it detected a vehicle. Now when the cameras recognize a person that you've taken a picture of for your friends or family, it'll put that little picture in the events section. And if it doesn't recognize a person, it'll just go ahead and say human detected. And then you can very easily filter through all these videos by event type, detection type, devices, video storage path, and your favorites. One of the other really nice things about these cameras is when you get a notification on your phone, you can easily click that notification and it'll take you right to the triggered event. And then here I'm just testing out the facial recognition of the system. As you can see, it spotted me as me. And even though I did put my sunglasses on, it still noticed that it was me in front of the camera. Now the solar panels on these cameras are definitely a must. If you've had any other cameras that don't use solar panels, you know that you have to constantly check on these cameras and change out the batteries or charge them up on a regular basis. With Eufy's solar cameras, you pretty much set them up in a sunny area and you never have to worry about them again. I also love the fact that they included a solar dashboard in their app so you can clearly see how much battery you're using each day and how efficient they are in the sun. Now I'm a huge fan of local storage and I love the fact that they've included a little spot where you can install your own hard drive to pretty much expand your storage indefinitely. Now the hard drive does not come with the system. I put that in myself, and if you can afford it, I would definitely recommend an SSD because it'll just be able to access that information that much faster. Now for the 1 terabyte hard drive that I put into the base unit with the 2 cameras that I have, if I only chose to record motion events, you could store up to 15 years of video on that 1 terabyte hard drive. That's huge. Now, like I said before, these cameras do have AI built in, and they can use that to determine family members from strangers, and it can also help reduce false alerts up to 95%. These cameras are constantly learning, and that improves recognition accuracy to 99%. It can also adapt to the scene by learning angles, lighting conditions, and can recognize multiple scenarios. I also have some installation tips for you for the best possible experience. The way you want to install this is to put it at a height of about 8 feet off the ground and then tilt the camera down about 5 degrees. Also, try to keep it pointed away from swaying trees or other objects that move a lot during the day. Now, like I said before, I've been using Eufy's products now for over a year, and I've had absolutely no problems with them. They work fantastic, and the picture quality is excellent. I also did a review for Eufy's Doorbell Cam and Smart Lock in case you guys are interested in that. I will be putting a link in the description below. I would definitely recommend Eufy's products if you want to do some DIY home security. You're definitely going to save a lot of money versus paying a monthly fee for a security system through a company. Installation and setup was also a breeze. They made it really easy for anybody to do. The initial setup in the app took about 5 to 10 minutes. Then all you need to do is simply screw in the little mount wherever you want to place the camera, and then screw the camera in place and you're done. So that's pretty much it for the S330 Eufycam. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little notification bell to let you guys know when I put out new videos. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Later.